Hi everyone, my name's Matilda and I've recently retired as a corporate banker in January 2015. I am able to do this because of the passive income that I get from Young Living. I am honored to have Frances with me here today to share with you some of her experiences and on growing the business in this video. Hi Frances, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Xiangwei.
Thank you for your time today. I understand you are a retired maths teacher. What made you start the Young Living business?
Actually, I began because I was not healthy and I was looking for a way to feel better. I had no idea of ever doing a business. I was only looking to feel better. And as I began using the Young Living essential oils, I began feeling better and better. And all of my medications were not needed anymore. So I got really excited, but still I was not interested in sharing until accidentally my next door neighbor saw me in the hallway and said she was going to have surgery the following week. And I just blurted out, reading some wonderful things about these essential oils. Would you consider putting off your surgery for a month?
And so, she did?
Yes. Of course, pure fear, because I had to figure out what to suggest that she use. But it worked. And at that point, I realized that's when my mental shift came, because I realized that by keeping the information to myself, I was depriving others of the opportunity for better wellness. So I began sharing.
Wow. And you were a pioneer for bringing Young Living to us in Asia. How were the early days like?
Actually, I came to Asia in 2003 on holiday. And while I was here, people were surprised that I was not concerned about any of the viruses and any of the things that others were concerned about. So I said, well, I have my oils, and began teaching. And people were so interested that I realized that maybe I should be in Asia. My first class, there were 12 people. And then the next day, 3 of those and 5 of their friends wanted to learn raindrop technique. And they saw my meditation things and wanted to learn to use the oils with meditation. So it was just a cumulative thing. And I realized the interest was here and that the oils really needed to be here. So I decided, well, maybe I'm supposed to go there.
And what do you find most fulfilling about being an entrepreneur in Young Living?
For me, it is all about knowing that I have information that can enhance the lives of everybody I meet.
And the biggest challenge you face in this business?
Well, the biggest challenge here in Singapore initially was that there was no brand recognition. The company wasn't really interested in expanding to Asia at that time. And I had no corporate experience, whatever. Well, there were huge shipping costs involved as well. So yeah, it was slow, but the interest was there. And the fact that I was healthy and getting healthier all the time probably made a huge difference because my passion increased all the time.
What would you say to newer members who, when they start enrolling members and sometimes they face objections, and some of the common ones, like, I don't want to join as a member, I just want to buy the oils through you, or, is this MLM, this dirty word called MLM, or, my spouse wonders why these oils cost so much, why do I have to use all these oils? What would you say to that?
Well, first of all, I tell people I'm not here to sell oils. I'm here to teach you how to use them. And my feeling is that the only way that you can truly know that you're getting the purest product available is to get it directly from the company.
Yes.
Because anytime it's been anywhere else, it could have been mishandled in some way. So I teach people how to set up their account. And yes, Young Living is an MLM, a network marketing company. Gary Young chose this format because he wanted the focus to be on education so that people would understand how to use these precious oils. And in a retail environment, there's no opportunity for education. So the whole idea is that we do focus on teaching people how to use them. And I found that my passion increases all the time when I share the oils, and that when others experience the oils, actually use them, then they understand that they're different. They're not just a smell. Mm-hmm. And they also have the opportunity to understand how to use them.
And how about, spouses who are objecting to these oils?
I understand that completely, but I found that we tend to find that we will pay for anything that we believe has value.
Yes.
So I show the benefits, and by allowing people to experience the oils, they actually feel the benefit. So often we have 20 different cleaning products in our homes that are all toxic and making us sicker. We have one that will take care of everything, the Thieves Household Cleaner. So it's a matter, and we all use toothpaste and mouthwash. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of replacing the toxic things that we're using with the healthier options, and it often turns out that it's less expensive than what we're paying for the toxic products.
When you personally refer a friend called Mary, you are Mary's enroller. To reward you for enrolling Mary, you earn 25% of Mary's purchases for the first 3 months. This is called the Fast Start bonus. You got excited and went on to enroll another 2 friends called Jane and Peter in the same month. You place them all as your first level directs. Mary purchased 250 PV, Jane purchased 300 PV, and Peter purchased 170 PV this month. Your commission from Mary is 250 PV times 25%. From Jane, it's 300 PV times 25%, and from Peter, 170 PV times 25%. Mary's husband just got retrenched, and hearing what you shared, she wanted to build Young Living as a business too. She started sharing Young Living with all her neighbors. She managed to enroll 2 in 1 week. They are Kelly and Tom. Similarly, Mary earns 25% of Kelly's and Tom's purchases. Since you enrolled Mary, you get to enjoy rewards from Mary's efforts too. You get 10% of Kelly's and Tom's purchases. So, if Kelly buys 200 PV worth of products, Mary earns 25% of 200 PV, which is 50 PV, whereas you earn 20 PV. You continued sharing about Young Living, and your longtime friend Susan decided to join you. Susan knows Jane too, but as you are the introducer, you put yourself as the enroller and Jane as the sponsor of Susan. Now, what does sponsor mean? Basically, sponsor is the person directly above the new member in the team and will typically earn an 8% commission after the first 3 months of purchase. And you, being Jane's sponsor, will earn 5%. This is under the unit-level compensation scheme. However, as you are also Susan's enroller, you get to earn 25% Fast Start bonus from her purchases in the first 3 months. In Young Living, we'll be able to override up to 5 levels of uni-level commission. At the first level, you get 8%, level 2, 5%, third to fifth levels will be at 4%. Now, how do we determine how many levels can we override? It depends on the rank that you have already achieved in Young Living. Usually you start at a distributor rank where you'll be able to override 2 levels, and the requirement is simply to have a team OGV of 100. At star rank, you'll be able to override 3 levels, and the requirement is to have a team volume of 500 OGV. Senior star, you'll be able to override 4 levels with a team OGV of 2000. Up to executive, you'll be able to override 5 levels with a team OGV of 4000 with 2 individual leagues consisting of 1000 PV each. Now these 2 leagues of 1000 PV is also counted towards your entire organization requirement of 4000 OGV. Beyond executive, silver and beyond, you actually do get additional generation, leadership bonus, and commissions. You then discovered that you qualify for the Rising Star bonus as well. This is because you have built 3 leagues of at least 300 PV each. With this, you earn 1 share of the Rising Star bonus. This is typically USD 40 to USD 50 per share. In Young Living, a league simply means the team under you. So you have a league under Mary, a league under Jane, and a league under Peter. Horizontally, they are known as levels, whereas vertically they are known as leagues. Mary's team volume of 370 PV is known as her OGV, Organizational Group Volume. Peter being just on his own for now, his PV and OGV are the same at 300 PV. So the total number of possible shares you can ever get under Rising Star bonus is 6 shares. So if you have 3 leagues of 300 PV each, you get 1 share. And if you add another 2 leagues to that with 500 PV each, you get an additional 2 shares. And in addition to these 5 leagues you have already built, if you add on another 2 leagues with 1000 PV each, you will get another 3 shares. So if you add all that up, that gives you 6 shares. This is not true if and only if you continue enrolling your friends and family. Teach your team how to replicate what you did. In fact, be happy if they outshine you. Be willing to share. Your network will grow and you will be well rewarded for your willingness to share what you know. Think abundance. Have an abundant mindset. Remember, you attract what you project.
It is so important to have, first of all, that passion and the belief in the product, the belief in yourself, and that you can do it. But we also require the sustained focus. So often I find that people will work really hard for a month or two, and they will see they achieve a rank, and then they pull back. Whereas if they will ride that momentum forward, it will just multiply rapidly, exponentially.
Remember, you have already created 3 teams directly under yourself. To be a silver, your entire team needs to clock a total of 10,000 PV. In addition, you need to have a personal PV of 100 PV, 2 strong teams with 4,000 PV each, and PGV of 1,000 PV. PGV is your PV plus all other members' PV, excluding the 2 teams qualifying for the 4,000 PV. So, in your case, Mary's team did 5,000 PV and Jane's team did 4,000 PV. You need Peter's team and your own PV to clock 1,000 PV in order to be a silver. Now, your entire team clocked a total of 10,600 PV. However, you do not qualify to be a silver. Why? Because you need 2 teams with 4,000 PV each. So, you need to work on getting Jane's team PV to go up to 4,000 PV. As a silver, you join the leadership ranks. You will also get additional bonuses, payouts, and perks, such as Generation Leadership Bonus. You get 1 share of 6.25% of Young Living's total commissionable sales as a silver. Now, 1 share is equivalent to approximately USD 130 to USD 160. You will also be eligible to get Generation Commission. Now, if you do not have any leaders below you, you get 2.5% of the entire team sales. But for those leagues where there is a leader below you, you get 3% of the sub-team's total sales. If you became a silver within 6 months from becoming executive, you also get a free Aroma complete set worth 2,000 plus. You also get to go on silver retreats. Now, if you are silver for 3 consecutive months, all expense paid retreat will be yours.
What are the 3 guiding principles for finding entrepreneurs when building the business in YL? What's your advice for them?
Well, my first thing is become a product of the product. Use the oils. If you don't use the oils and products, you don't have your own personal experiences and your own passion. So that's my number 1 thing. And then actually share the oils. Give people the opportunity to have their experience. And perhaps the most important of all is to realize that it's about them, not about us. To ask questions and listen to their answers, because not all of us have the same desires or the same goals. And when we listen to what they're saying, then we understand how Young Living can assist them.
Statistics have shown that a silver puts in an average of 17 hours a week in the business. So besides these 17 hours, what do you need? Be a firm believer. The business will only be sustainable if you believe in what you endorse. Start learning. Trust me, you'd feel good to know what you're talking about. Share with those who trust you. Share with friends and family in your circle of influence and teach them to do the same. Be coachable. Remember how frustrating it is when you ask a kid to pack up his toys and go home, but he still runs around? Please do not be that kid to your upline. Be a pleasure to work with. Personal development. Develop yourself such that people want to follow you. Teach your team. Empower your team members with the knowledge, tools, and resources that they need to learn and duplicate your efforts effectively.
So Francis, I have a very sensitive question to ask you. You know, now that you have such a big organization, do you actually face some challenges between team members themselves, like, you know, the different teams competing amongst one another and start bitching about, you know, why didn't you put this person under me? Why did you put this person under someone else? Why did you put this person directly under yourself? Things like that.
There will always be some who will complain. However, I'm very blessed that most of the people in my organization are team-oriented and they actually like each other, and rather than considering it a competition. So I guess if your total focus is business, it would be different from the total focus of understanding that we're all part of Team Young Living. And when we go to conventions, to larger Young Living events, technically every single person there is our competitor. But in actuality, we all love them. And in my Facebook group, now I have over 30,000 people in my Young Living group. And it's, of course, growing all the time. And in my Facebook group, there are well over 20,000 people. But only about 3,000 of those 20 are in my group. They're in other people's groups. This doesn't bother me. I've never looked before answering a question or talking to someone about what am I going to derive. This is, again, about that idea of it's about them, not about us. And obviously, that attitude has not held me back. It may have slowed down at one particular point, but what it probably did more of was growing that idea of teamwork.
The information here presents statistics for incomes earned by active U.S. Young Living members in 2013 who ranked as Gold or above. Rankings are based on members' monthly paid-as rank. The earnings of the members in this chart are not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that a Young Living member can or will earn through the Young Living Compensation Plan. A member's success will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Young Living does not guarantee any income or rank success.
Francis, how long did you take to become a Royal Crown Diamond, and how did you actually get there?
Well, it probably would be longer than seems necessary because it was never my goal to be a Royal Crown Diamond. It was never my goal to be a diamond. However, I realized in 2011, I suddenly realized that in order for Asia to get the attention that I felt they needed a diamond because there'd never been a diamond in Asia. So I looked around and I thought, okay, guess it's going to be me. So in 2 months, I became a diamond. And it was never my goal to become a crown diamond. However, again, as other companies began to see the potential in Asia, they began to start moving in. And I realized, well, wait a minute, we need to show that we are growing. So in September of 2013, I became a crown diamond. And then 6 months later, a royal crown. So while it was never my goal, it gave us more opportunities because there had never been any diamond or crown diamond or royal crown in Asia. And I was the first royal crown diamond internationally in the company.
And Francis, what would you say about for some leaders who got to silver and then they are stuck there for a while? Is there any advice for them to propel themselves out of just being a silver?
Yes. I look at my downline report all the time because maybe this is my former math teacher background, liking to analyze things. However, in looking at, in becoming silver, we are required to have 1,000 PV that is outside of those legs required for rank. So we need extra people on our first level. And I encourage people before they really start working with building teams to make certain that they have 7 or 8 of people, strong people that are on essential rewards on their first level. That will ensure that they will have that volume outside, but it will also ensure that there is a potential for additional legs. I cringe when I look and see that someone has huge volume because they have 2 huge legs and nothing else. Mm. So I hate calling it legs too, by the way, because it sounds like I'm walking on people. I prefer calling it branches, or groups, or teams.
Yeah.
So I love the word team because it is it's a more harmonious unity.
Yes, it's actually a sub-team, right, if you think about it.
Exactly. And we're all part of Young Living's team. So we're all part of Gary and Mary Young's team. And so we are all, it's like family. So I look down and I encourage people to assist others who are on essential rewards and teach them how to share. When I first began, I was not teaching everyone how to share. My favorite question is, who do you know who could benefit from these products? And everybody knows something. If you're using the products yourself and you have your favorite ones, then you probably know somebody who could also benefit from them, don't you?
Yes, definitely.
So I always ask them, what is your favorite product? Do you talk about that? Who do you know who could benefit from it? And that's a whole lot different from talking to someone, are you interested in starting a business or doing Young Living as a business? Now, someone approached me with that when I first started back in 1999, and I said, I'm not interested. And a few weeks later, she mentioned it again. And I said, I'm not interested because my interest was in feeling better. I was sick.
Yeah.
So about 6 months later, she said it again. And through clenched teeth, I said, if you ever mention this again, I will not be using Young Living. And I seriously meant that. Because I was not looking for a business. I was looking to feel better. And as I began feeling better, I realized that I was depriving others of the opportunity for better wellness by keeping the information to myself. That put it in a different range. And I have found that others lose that fear of talking about the oils just by realizing that it's not that they're trying to do something or make money off of their friends and family, but rather their focus is to share something from which others can benefit. Well, this is the other aspect of sharing and becoming a leader. When we decide to become a leader, we're not just sharing the oils, we're sharing an experience. And I call it growing people. I consider that I'm a people grower. So my favorite quote is by John Quincy Adams. If your actions cause others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader.
Thank you. Thank you, Princess, for your time today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's been a great sharing.